All right. So let me turn this off. So I shampooed my hair on Monday and deep conditioned it all day Monday, and today's Wednesday. And Tuesday I rinsed it out, rinsed the conditioner out yesterday, which was Tuesday. And after I did that, I was gonna blow dry and flat iron my hair, silk press it yesterday, but I ended up going out. So I ended up just um, putting this sacred um, moisture sealing lotion, a very little bit on my hair. And then after I did that, I kind of just like pulled it back into a tight bun. And then I wrapped it up and had my hair covered yesterday. So just now, I just took the bun out and my ends were still a little damp. And I want to make my hair easy for me to um, detangle it. It should be mostly detangled, but because I had it in that bun, it's going to need a little moisture. So I did like a little light mist spray. And then I haven't put anything else on it yet. And online, I did put the Sacred Restoring Hair and Edge drops on my edges. So I didn't really massage it in, but I just added a little bit. Um, and this is what my hair looks like. So let me get the back. After the shampoo. I've never even gotten a call from Intuit, and now they want to call me while I'm recording. That is crazy to me. Where they do that at? And didn't I try to get like some kind of affiliate link with y'all a while back, and you straight denied me? Don't call me, email me. Anyhow, the distractions love distracting, don't they? All right. And Intuit, that's QuickBooks, by the way, if you did. Yeah, I called them out. If you want some attention, you gotta pay for that. All right. And because I'm putting heat on my hair, I want to use just a little bit of Super Skinny Serum to protect my ends mainly. Okay. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more Sacred. Just a little bit. I don't want to use too much product because I don't want my hair to be heavy. But I also want to make sure that when I'm working out, I don't really sweat in my hair when I'm working out, but still, I want my silk press to last. And yeah, that's about it. I just, I know I need a trim. That's really why I'm doing this, because I had some two-strand twisting, a protective style. They were kind of like not quite mini twists, but more on the smaller side. And I left them things in for like, I don't know, what was it, like 6 weeks, something like that, somewhere around there. And I kept my hair covered most of the time. I was wearing wigs and stuff. So around the perimeter, of my hair is where um, they were locking up the most at the roots. And then when I went to go like unravel them and take them out, I was getting little knots on the ends of my hair, and I was like, "Oh, that ain't gonna work." So I had to do some work when it was time to detangle, and that's why I let it deep condition as long as I did, and that's why we're doing this so I can trim it to make sure that I'm taking care of my ends, cause I'm letting my hair grow and just seeing how much length I can retain. A couple years ago, I had a hair goal of like growing my hair to waistline. I'm just letting it grow now. I don't have no desired length. Just see where we go with me taking care of it and inspire some other people, along the way. It's good hair care. And if you do that consistently, the benefits. All right. Oh, additional. Because I think I'm about to be like trying out different product lines here. But that one that I used, I need to keep some more because I finished the container. Like I coated my hair from root to tip. And yeah, my hair feels phenomenal. And I need some more of that. So I'm testing and trying out other brands. And just in case one of them that I try out don't do me like this one did and does, then I can go back behind it and use that one because my hair is doing everything I want and needed to do. It feels so good. It's crazy because all these companies that's been getting my money, like ADP, they got so much money out of me a few years ago. I'm talking about big companies that make big money and got what was big money from my little company trying to establish behind. And, I was trying to get money with them, but they just wanted to get money off of me. They didn't want me to eat. And now they be blowing up my email, well, ADP do, and my commercial breaks, jumping in my commercial breaks every chance they get. And now QuickBooks trying to jump in my YouTube. Like, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Girl up in our hair on struggle mode, trying to rebuild and, do this thing respectfully and responsibly, knowing my self-worth and value and my work ethic and the value of my brand and everything else. And, I ain't about to beg nobody, to work with your girl. Because I know once, God decides it's time, it's time, and I did the work, I got to where I need to be, and it's time to launch, relaunch, and all that. They'll be back. I be knowing these things, so I don't be tripping. Just them corporations will be back, just like them niggas be trying to be back. And it's so funny because I yeah, I said it's all good, and I meant it. But nowadays, and if you watching this and you see this, you know who I'm talking about. You know, you're crazy. You can at least like, share, subscribe, get a subscription plan on my website, do something, let me know that, you know, you're still paying attention like that. But the way that this internet don't clone your girl, the way that they clone me out in these streets is crazy. And I wouldn't even have tapped into this world of things if it wasn't for the infamous, my favorite, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, putting me on game with this clone in a day, one day, 7-hour workshop that I attended on Monday that beat my whole brain in. And I was like, I need to take a break for a day to regroup from that one, because I was like, dang, this is the future, that's the present. The present future, Lord, it's going down. What about the real creatives like myself who be like really creating from, you know, from the dome, from the heart, the brain and the heart? with God up in that thing. What about people like me? Oh yeah, that's right. I was supposed to fall for the okie doke and give ChatGPT and Claude and, you know, the other apps on there the rest of my information so they can finish cloning me out in these streets. It's wild. They couldn't do it on the phone. They couldn't get me on the automated phone message things to clone my voice like that, for real, for real. They tried. They definitely been trying for years. But I was like, I'd rather handle my business online. They were trying to clone my brain, you know, for as long as I can remember. They still are. They didn't give up. They just got more creative and using people that I know I like and respect and appreciate, like Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad type of stuff. But it's all good. All right. So for the folks that can't afford or don't want to spend the money, you know, to get a professional to do this, look, I'm showing you how to do it yourself. How to do it yourself. Ooh, lift that twist out would be fire. See, I don't have to silk brush my hair. I don't have to flat iron it for real, because that was only a couple minutes. Now imagine if I would have let that sit overnight and then took that out with my curls. My twist out would be looking like popping. That's why I do this trim, so I can maintain that, honey. Because your girl done came a long way. A long, long way. Now we just need to get these edges back, and life gonna be all good for real then. was quick and smooth. Alright. I have a training, a Zoom training / meeting in 1 hour and 9 minutes. So I was trying to hurry up and get my hair done and take some pictures to verify my identity for one of my partners. I kind of messed that up. That one ain't go just as smooth as the last one. Look at that twist out, honey. I love how quick this process is these days. Because, honey, back in the day, the struggle was real. Shout out to chemistry. Getting it right. Ooh, my grades, honey, they is popping. trying to get it against the white wall because being that my hair is so natural brown and not jet black these days. I don't know how well you can see it. Alright, let's hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up. This side feel a little thicker. I need to make this a lot easier on myself. Get some clips. Act like I got some tools and use them. Let me put something else on other than landscaping outside the window. I need to close that window, matter of fact. Just such a beautiful last couple of days, you know. Like, let me get some fresh air in here. What is that? I've been listening to the last couple of nights when I was going to bed. Here we go, Napoleon Hill.
You were not born to struggle. You were born rich in thought, in power, in possibility, but you have been trained to think poor. From childhood, you were told to wait, to hope, to depend. You were taught to trade your imagination for obedience, your desire for doubt, your faith for fear, and so the mind that could have commanded riches became a servant to circumstance. Tonight, that training ends. For the next 6 hours, while your body sleeps, your mind will awaken to the law that governs all wealth. It is the same law that lifted men from poverty to power, that guided Edison through 10,000 failures, that made Andrew Carnegie the richest man of his age, that whispered to Henry Ford when the world called him a fool. It is the law that whatever the mind can conceive and believe and repeat in faith, it can achieve. This is not a dream. It is a discipline. Every fortune ever created was first built in the dark, not with hands but with thoughts. Thought is the seed of every empire, every invention, every success. Yet thought left unguarded becomes the enemy of its master. The poor man thinks poverty. The fearful man reverses failure.
They must think that I'm doing like a tarot reading or something, because that's when the interruptions start coming in real deep, but they should feel sorry.
The doubter repeats his defeat until it hardens into habit. But the rich, the truly rich, use the night. They know the subconscious never sleeps. It is the fertile field where every suggestion takes root, where every belief multiplies. They feed it only the language of wealth, certainty, and purpose. They command it to obey success. Then now so will you. Tonight, you will let 6 hours of unbroken law pour into your mind until poverty becomes impossible to you. These are not affirmations. They are commands, decrees, forged from the philosophy that has created more millionaires than any other body of knowledge known to man. Listen closely. The words you hear will travel beyond memory. They will pass the gate of reason and enter the realm of creation itself, the subconscious. There they will work while you rest. They will rearrange your doubts. They will dissolve your fears. They will replace every limiting belief with wealth consciousness until your very heartbeat speaks prosperity. You will awaken with a new mind, a mind that expects opportunity, a mind that sees money not as chance, but as law, a mind that no longer asks, can I afford this, but commands, how shall I create it? For years you have been repeating the wrong lessons. You have listened to those who told you life is hard, money is scarce, and success belongs to the lucky. They were wrong. The law of success shows no favoritism. It obeys definiteness, faith, and persistent thought. And tonight, as these words reach the depths of your mind, that law will begin to serve you. Each hour of this speech is a ladder, from ignorance to understanding, from fear to faith, from limitation to dominion. The first hour will quiet the noise of the outer world. The second will cleanse your inner conversation. The third will rebuild your belief in cause and effect, that riches respond to definite desire. The fourth will train you to command money as a servant, not worship it as a master. The fifth will fortify your persistence until failure becomes fuel. And the sixth will seal these laws into your subconscious so firmly that even in your dreams, you will think wealth. You do not need to struggle for money. You need only to think rightly about it. Money is a shadow of service. It follows value. It obeys imagination backed by faith. And it flees from indecision, fear, and drift. For too long you have drifted, asleep while awake, working without vision, saving without purpose, earning without belief. But tonight, as you sleep, you will reverse the current. You will stop the drift. You will become definite. Let this be your command before you close your eyes. I am the master of my thought. I am the captain of my faith. I am rich in mind, and therefore rich in life. Repeat it once aloud, then release it to your subconscious. For 6 hours I will speak to that hidden part of you, the part that never forgets, never rests, never argues. It will obey every word. It will begin to act tomorrow through your hands, your choices, your instincts, your voice. You will notice yourself thinking differently, walking differently, deciding faster, speaking with authority. You will feel the quiet confidence of one who knows wealth is inevitable. This is the transformation that happens not through effort, but through alignment. When the conscious and subconscious agree, nothing can resist you. When thought and belief unite, the world must conform. That is the secret. Do not let the simplicity deceive you. The greatest truths are simple: faith, definiteness, and repetition. These are the keys. And tonight as you sleep, those keys will turn within you until the door to wealth swings open. Close your eyes. Let go of the noise. The world outside can wait. In this silence, a new world is being built within you. You will fall asleep as you always have, but you will awaken as a different being. Poverty will no longer recognize you. Doubt will no longer speak your name. You will carry a new vibration of certainty that others will feel before you speak. They will call it luck. You will know it as law. So listen now, not casually, but as one who has decided. Let every word sink deeper than thought, beyond resistance, until it becomes your identity. Let these 6 hours rebuild the mind that God intended you to have. A mind of power, of purpose, of wealth. Fall asleep to the sound of success. Wake to a life that matches it. For once the subconscious accepts wealth as natural, the conscious life must obey. Listen while you sleep, and you will never think poor again. I have discovered that while the body rests, the mind continues its eternal labor. It builds unseen structures, lays foundations for tomorrow's deeds, and fashions circumstance from yesterday's thought. Sleep does not stop creation. It merely removes distraction. The subconscious remains at its post, shaping the clay of belief into the form of experience. Each night is a workshop where destiny is drafted. The conscious mind retires. The architect beneath begins its work. It accepts every plan handed to it before slumber, the blueprints of faith or the scribbles of fear, and proceeds to construct accordingly. Thus, the careless man sleeps into misfortune. The wise man sleeps into mastery. I learned long ago that riches do not begin but in thought. The world labors by day to express what the mind conceived by night. Edison's inventions were born in silence long before they glowed with light. He used the hours of rest to impress ideas upon his deeper mind, knowing it would solve problems while he slept. That habit built a world of brightness. Andrew Carnegie confided that each evening he spoke to his mind as to a loyal servant. He rehearsed his aims in calm assurance and fell asleep, certain they would be fulfilled. His subconscious, obedient to confidence, marshaled resources beyond calculation. Faith became his nightly companion, and fortune his daily shadow. Henry Ford told me he often drifted to sleep repeating the vision of a motor car within reach of every man. His engineers doubted, yet he dreamed in certainty. That picture, etched upon his subconscious, guided every decision until the impossible stood in iron reality. The night had worked while the world mocked. You may prove this law for yourself. Before sleep, feed your mind only that which you desire multiplied. Thought is seed. The subconscious is soil. Repetition is rain. Plant faith and wealth must grow. Plant worry and want will follow as surely as shadow follows form. The law does not argue, it obeys. The poor man repeats unconsciously, I never have enough. The rich man repeats deliberately, all that I need comes to me through service and faith. The difference is not circumstance, but direction. Poverty is first accepted in thought before it appears in purse. Reverse the thought, and the purse must follow. Each word spoken before sleep is a command issued to the builder within. Speak idly, and chaos answers. Speak deliberately, and order appears. The subconscious does not reason, it executes. Therefore, choose words of definiteness. Say, I am rich in thought. My mind attracts every good thing. Repeat until belief replaces hope. You will find that emotion quickens creation. Feel your statement as truth. Gratitude, faith, and calm expectation give it life. Doubt cancels its design as surely as frost kills seed. The subconscious responds not to language alone, but to the feeling behind it. Speak with conviction, and it will hasten to obey. Imagine each night the wealth you desire already secured. Do not see the struggle. See the completion. Picture yourself performing acts of generosity, living in comfort, serving with freedom. The image, charged with emotion, becomes a pattern the subconscious cannot resist fulfilling. You may think this imagination idle, yet all creation is imagination disciplined. The architect dreams before he builds. The composer hears melody before a note is written. Why should you not design the temple of your success before sunrise lays its light upon it? Repetition is the mother of belief. The mind learns by rhythm. One assertion made once is but noise. Spoken nightly with faith, it becomes law. The stars themselves obey repetition. They rise and set without failure. So must your affirmation rise each night until wealth becomes as certain as dawn. Calmness is the gateway to power. Do not fall asleep in irritation or fear. Such emotions are architects of ruin. Enter rest with gratitude and peace. The subconscious, soothed by order, will draw harmonious events. To retire in agitation is to hand a broken compass to your inner pilot. If the day brought disappointment, release it. Say, this too is servant of my good. The peaceful man sleeps into progress.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I'll do that now. The Yahoo email? Okay, I'll send it now. You're welcome. Bye.
The resentful dreams in circles. Faith begins where logic ends. You need not know how the law will act, only that it cannot fail. The farmer does not study the mystery of growth. He sows in confidence. So must you sow thoughts of abundance and let the night perform its ministry. As you practice, you will notice change. Worry will lose its voice, fear its audience. Ideas will arise upon waking. Guidance, opportunity, and quiet conviction. These are the messages of the mind that worked while you slept. Record them. They are worth more than gold. If doubt intrudes, persist. Habit yields only to stronger habit. Each night you instruct your mind, the new pattern deepens. The day will soon mirror your persistence. Poverty will withdraw from recognition, for thought has denied it audience. The mind is both servant and master. It will rule you through drift or serve you through decision. Choose which role it shall play. Command it each night. You are my builder of fortune. Obey faith. Magnify purpose. Create abundance. Speak with authority, for you address divine machinery. You may ask why this must be repeated nightly. Because man forgets. The world's noise dulls conviction, and habit must be renewed. As muscle grows by exercise, faith grows by repetition. Consistency engraves belief until it becomes identity. Let others labor blindly, you will labor intelligently. While they waste the night in idle chatter or restless sleep, you will train the power that never rests. 6 hours of right thinking will accomplish what years of confusion could not. Imagine yourself standing before the treasury of the universe. Each night you deposit thoughts of faith and gratitude. Each morning you withdraw their interest in opportunity. Wealth, like water, flows toward those who keep its channel clear. Say these words as you drift toward sleep. I am the master of my sleep and the builder of my fortune. My mind works for me in silence, shaping prosperity from thought. I rest in faith, knowing my tomorrow is richer than today. Repeat slowly until peace descends. Feel ownership of the words. They are not hope, they are law. The subconscious receives them as blueprint and will not rest until form matches thought. Soon others will sense a change in you. They will notice a calm assurance, a silent strength. They will call it confidence. You will know it as mental order. Your very presence will suggest prosperity long before wealth is visible, for the world always recognizes a mind at peace with power. This is how riches begin, in silence, in certainty, in repetition of right thought. The night once wasted in worry becomes your workshop of creation. Each sleep adds brick to your invisible empire. In time, the structure will stand complete before you to see. Rest now as a builder rests after giving instructions to his crew. Know that your unseen workers labor faithfully. The design is perfect, the materials infinite, the result inevitable. Close your eyes not in weariness, but in command. For this is the first night of your awakening. The night when thought replaced fear, when intention replaced drift, when faith took the throne. From this hour, you no longer sleep as a servant of circumstance. You sleep as the architect of destiny. Every man lives by a pattern of thought, woven thread by thread through years of repetition. Most do not know they wear it. They move by it, think by it, and call it fate. Yet it is no more fate than the tailor's cloth is the man himself. It is habit, not destiny. And tonight you will begin to change it. The mind does not destroy, it replaces. It cannot hold both faith and fear at once. It will express whichever you feed most often. The poor man thinks of lack, fears the loss of it, and multiplies what he fears. The wealthy man holds one vision only, abundance. He repeats it, breathes it, and becomes it. You have tried to fight poverty in the wrong way. You have struggled against it, cursed it, feared it, resisted it, and by that resistance you have fed it. Whatever thought you oppose, you keep alive by attention. You must not fight the old pattern. You must substitute a new one. Nature knows no vacuum. When faith enters, fear departs. When gratitude speaks, I no longer resist. I replace, speak it firmly until the subconscious accepts it as truth. You cannot plant roses by removing weeds alone. You must plant new seeds. The weeds will die naturally when the new growth takes root. Likewise, the thoughts of fear and limitation will fade when abundance is constantly imagined, constantly affirmed. Every rich man I have known has practiced this substitution, whether consciously or not. Henry Ford ignored mockery and replaced doubt with decision. When others told him the car for the multitude was folly, he repeated inwardly, "It shall be done." That thought became habit. Habit became factory. Factory became fortune. Andrew Carnegie built his empire not by chasing money, but by training his mind to see system where others saw confusion. He replaced the thought of competition with the thought of cooperation, the thought of fear with the thought of faith in men. The world rewarded the substitution. I have seen men of little education transform their lives by this single principle. A clerk who once feared dismissal began each morning repeating, "I am indispensable. My mind is keen, my service excellent." Within months, he was promoted, not because of words alone, but because words changed thought. Thought changed behavior. and behavior changed circumstance. Your thoughts are not idle. They are living forces, clothed with emotion, sent forth to find their likeness. Each night you send out an army of thoughts. They return at dawn with what they found. If you dispatch fear, they bring you its proof. If you dispatch faith, they bring you opportunity. The results differ only by command. Gratitude accelerates the substitution. When you give thanks for what you desire as if already yours, you train the subconscious to accept it as present. Gratitude speaks the language of abundance. Complaint speaks the language of lack. Speak gratitude, and your mind begins to translate the world accordingly. The poor man thinks of what he lacks. The rich man thinks of what he has and multiplies it. When you awaken, do not say, I must have more. Say, I rejoice in what I possess, and more comes to me by law. Gratitude is the gatekeeper that admits wealth and bars poverty. To rebuild the inner pattern, you must also change your emotional response to money. Many secretly resent it. They envy those who have it, fear those who control it, and call it evil while secretly desiring it. Such conflict creates poverty. You cannot draw to yourself what you despise. You must learn to feel peace in the presence of wealth, both yours and another's. When you see riches, bless them. Say silently, that too is my good in expression. I rejoice in its presence. The subconscious records the emotion, not the logic. Rejoice in another's success, and you prepare your mind to receive your own. Do not expect the old pattern to vanish overnight. You have fed it for years, but each time you affirm abundance with faith, you withdraw energy from the old and give it to the new. The mind follows the strongest rhythm. Let faith beat louder than fear. In the quiet of night, imagine yourself surrounded by the symbols of prosperity. Peaceful home, meaningful work, freedom of time. Do not strain to believe. Simply feel ease in the vision. The subconscious responds to ease more readily than to force. Visualize money as a river that flows through you, not to you. When you think of it as movement, not possession, you cease clinging and begin circulating. The river that moves remains pure. The pond that hoards stagnates. Think of money as service in motion, flowing from you in value, returning to you in supply. Every new mental image must be impressed with feeling. Words without emotion are empty shells. Say, I am abundant, and feel the weight of gold in your hands, the satisfaction of purpose fulfilled, the gratitude of giving freely. Emotion seals the thought into the subconscious. The subconscious learns through pictures, not argument. Therefore, when you think of wealth, paint it vividly. Picture not the coins, but the comfort, the freedom, the opportunity to uplift others. See yourself calm, decisive, generous. The image must be alive. It must breathe conviction. If fear arises while you practice, do not resist. Recognize it as a remnant of the old pattern. Observe it without anger and replace it. Say, thank you for reminding me to choose again. Then choose abundance. Each such act weakens fear's authority. Understand that the mind cannot remain empty. If you do not fill it with faith, the world will fill it with doubt. The newspapers, the gossip, the complaints of neighbors, all these are seeds of poverty seeking your attention. Guard your mind as you would a treasury. Admit only those thoughts that pay interest in success. When I first began teaching this principle, many laughed. They said, Hill, thoughts cannot change reality. Yet I watched them prove the opposite. Their poverty thoughts change reality daily. If negative belief can destroy, how much more can positive faith create? Practice the law of mental substitution each night until it becomes second nature. Begin by identifying one recurring thought of lack. It might whisper, I cannot afford that, or I always fail. Replace it instantly with, I always find a way. I am supplied in full measure. Write your chosen affirmation on paper. Read it before sleep, and upon waking, speak it aloud until the sound becomes music. The voice carries vibration directly to the subconscious. Words spoken with faith become orders to the unseen. When discouragement visits, remind yourself that every great structure appears incomplete while under construction. The scaffolding of repetition hides the beauty that will soon emerge. Keep building. The pattern of wealth will reveal itself in due season. Soon you will notice small proofs, unexpected kindness, new opportunity, easier decisions. Each is a messenger announcing the new pattern taking hold. Acknowledge them with gratitude. They are the first fruits of inner change. Observe how others begin to treat you differently. They will sense the alteration, though you speak nothing of it. Confidence commands respect. Faith draws cooperation. The world rearranges itself around a man who believes in his worth. Every night, review the day with calm reflection. Where did you think lack? Replace it mentally with the opposite image. Visualize abundance flowing into that area. Then close the day with these words. My mind no longer entertains poverty. I think abundance, and abundance thinks of me. My thoughts are my fortune. As you continue, your inner voice will change tone. What once whispered fear will now affirm possibility. You will awaken with new ideas, meet new allies, and recognize chances once invisible. It will seem as though fortune favors you, but in truth you have become fortune's magnet. Do not grow impatient. The old pattern will test you. Circumstances may appear unchanged at first. This is the moment most men surrender. They forget that the tree grows roots before it shoots. Persist, continue nightly substitution until faith becomes reflex. The time will come when poverty seems unreal to you. You will look upon it as one looks upon childhood, a thing outgrown. You will no longer try to think abundantly. You will simply be abundance in expression. That is mastery, the moment when the pattern and the person become one. Affirm this truth as you rest tonight. I no longer resist, I replace. I think riches, therefore riches think of me. The pattern of lack is erased. My subconscious obeys the law of abundance, and my life reveals its order. Repeat it softly until it becomes rhythm. Feel peace flow through you as the words sink into the deep mind. You are no longer fighting the old. You are creating the new. This is the quiet art of transformation. It is not war but substitution, not struggle but surrender to higher law. You need not force the change. You need only persist in planting the right seed. The soil never fails. Soon you will awaken as another man. Others will notice before you do. They will see in your eyes the calm assurance of wealth, the quiet authority of one who commands his thought. They will feel it in your presence and respond with opportunity. For the mind, once repatterned, becomes a beacon. It sends out invisible signals to men, to chance, to chance. It draws its likeness from afar. The poor call this luck. The wise call it law. You will know it as the inevitable result of mental substitution. Now sleep as a creator sleeps, at peace, at command, at certainty. The poverty pattern fades even as you close your eyes. A new image takes its place. The image of a man who knows he was never poor, only misdirected. His wealth was always waiting in the storehouse of thought, and tonight he has remembered the key. There are two minds within you. One speaks in daylight, deciding, judging, analyzing. The other whispers in darkness, unseen yet mighty. The conscious mind commands, the subconscious executes. When they disagree, chaos follows. When they unite, creation begins. Most men live divided. They speak of wealth, but think of limitation. They plan for greatness while feeling unworthy. They pray for opportunity but expect disappointment. Thus, the conscious and subconscious pull in opposite directions, and the ship of destiny circles aimlessly upon the sea of chance. The secret of power is mental agreement. Every invention, every fortune, every miracle was first a union between intention and belief. When what you say aligns with what you feel, the universe rushes to obey. When they quarrel, even the greatest desire remains barren. The mind is captain of the ship, setting the direction. The subconscious is the loyal crew, steering, adjusting, and laboring through unseen waters. If the captain speaks with doubt or confusion, the crew obeys confusion. If he speaks with conviction, the ship moves swiftly toward harbor. You have often issued conflicting orders. You declared, "I will succeed," yet feared failure. You said, "I am rich in potential," yet felt undeserving. The subconscious accepted both, but acted on the stronger emotion, fear. For the subconscious obeys not words, but the vibration behind them. It hears through feeling. If you would align the two minds, you must saturate thought with emotion until belief and desire become one. Feeling is the bridge between intention and manifestation. You may speak 1,000 affirmations without result if the heart remains cold. One sentence felt with faith outweighs all mere repetition. Faith is emotion directed. Doubt is emotion scattered. The difference lies not in strength, but in focus. Channel your feeling as sunlight through a lens, and it becomes power. Let it wander, and it warms nothing. I remember Dr. Frank Gonzalez telling me how he obtained his $1 million dream. He did not beg for it. He aligned for it. For years, he preached sermons on faith, yet secretly doubted that such wealth could be his. One night, weary of contradiction, he declared aloud, "I will get that $1 million within a week." He felt it, not as hope, but as fact. His subconscious accepted the decree and drew to him the exact opportunity, a businessman who financed his vision. When thought and belief became one, the result followed in perfect order. So too with Henry Ford, who refused to accept impossibility. When engineers declared the 8-cylinder motor could not be built, he answered, "Build it anyway." His conscious mind decreed. His subconscious, through the minds of his men, found the means. The universe is the extended body of belief. Every time you give an order to the subconscious, ask yourself, does my feeling agree? If not, do not repeat the order. Sit in silence. Breathe. Recall past victories, moments of gratitude, memories of strength, until your emotion matches your intention. Then speak. The subconscious will hear the harmony and begin its work. The mind responds to rhythm. Therefore, create a nightly ritual of agreement. Before sleep, affirm softly, "My conscious commands, my subconscious completes. They are one in faith, one in purpose, one in success. Feel unity as a gentle warmth spreading through you. If a thought of doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting only strengthens division. Instead, acknowledge it and answer calmly." That was the old pattern. The new law governs now. The subconscious learns through calm repetition, not argument. Belief grows through evidence, and evidence comes from repetition. Each small success strengthens the alliance between the two minds. When you act decisively and results follow, faith expands. Therefore, begin with small decrees you can believe fully. Fulfill them. Then enlarge the vision. Emotion must be trained as carefully as thought. Many fail because their hearts are undisciplined. They swing from enthusiasm to fear, from confidence to despair. The subconscious, confused by these changing vibrations, produces mixed results. Cultivate calm enthusiasm, steady, expectant, unwavering. The great secret of alignment lies in feeling the result as present. Do not think, I will be rich. Think, I am rich in cause, therefore rich in effect. Speak in present tense, for the subconscious lives in the eternal now. The words, I will postpone. The words, I am command. Imagine your wealth as a fact, not a wish. See yourself already enjoying its fruits, not in excess, but in peace, usefulness, and service. The mind cannot distinguish between imagined reality and physical experience. Repeated vividly, the image becomes instruction, and the subconscious builds accordingly. If logic rebels, remind yourself that reason governs the known, while faith governs creation. Reason deals with what has been. Faith deals with what shall be. You cannot build the new by obeying the old. Each morning review your purpose. Each night reaffirm it in peace. Between the two, act as if it were certain. Every consistent thought and emotion is a thread. Weave them daily into one garment. Soon the subconscious will wear it naturally, and wealth will fit you as if tailored to your soul. There is no mystery in this. You have already proven it in lesser things. When you fear illness, the body responds with fatigue. When you expect joy, the face brightens. The subconscious controls every cell and circumstance according to your dominant vibration. Align that vibration with faith, and life becomes orderly. I once visited a businessman who had lost nearly everything in a market collapse. He smiled calmly and said, "My fortune is not lost. It is only rearranging itself." That was mental alignment. Within a year, new ventures replaced the old, stronger than before. His subconscious obeyed his unbroken faith. When thought and belief unite, they emit a magnetic force that draws opportunity. Men call it luck. It is simply the law of harmony. Birds of a feather flock together. Thoughts of a nature attract their kind. Faith attracts helpers while doubt repels them. If you struggle to believe, practice gratitude. Gratitude is belief expressed. It transforms desire into acknowledgement. When you thank life for riches not yet visible, you declare that you know they exist in unseen form. The subconscious recognizes gratitude as proof of faith and begins immediate action. The subconscious is a mirror, not a critic. It reflects what you show it. If you present confusion, it multiplies confusion. If you show it clear purpose and steady emotion, it multiplies order. Show it the image of success until no trace of contradiction remains. The night is your truest ally in this work. While the world sleeps, your mind listens. The conscious captain is at rest, and the crew awaits command. Speak your orders then. The subconscious accepts them without resistance. Whatever is repeated in that quiet hour becomes decree. Do not contaminate this sacred time with anxiety and complaint. These are counter orders. Instead, close the day with certainty. Say, the law works perfectly through me. My desires are clear, my belief complete. What I have conceived is now taking form. Let the words sink like stones into deep water. You will not see them, but you will feel their ripples. Tomorrow, new thoughts, new ideas, new encounters will rise as natural consequence. You will soon recognize the signs of harmony, decisions made with ease, timing that seems perfect, a quiet sense cooperates. These are not miracles. They are the normal results of inner agreement. Do not speak of your aims to those who doubt. Their words may sow contradiction in your mind. Keep your purpose sacred until it is strong enough to stand alone. Carnegie often said,
So make sure you come over to the Empress Network at empressblack.com and subscribe so you can join me. It's a little smoky in here. I need to open that window back. Flat iron. I ain't burned my hair up, but it sure felt like it a little bit. Where my water? But yeah, I gotta get ready for this meeting now. So join me on the Empress Network at empressblack.com. Shop Experience Black. That's experience beautiful looks, always created kindly. In our Empress Beauty Boutique, I have some classes, you know, within our archives and updates. You know, if you need any links or any assistance with finding anything in the website, just hit the chat box in the bottom right-hand corner. If you go to the description box of all of my videos, you'll find the master key, which is my link tree, and it pretty much is a guide or easy access to all the links within our system, okay? The Empress Network at empressblack.com. Till next time.